So the other night, I'm typing on the internet, trying to find stories to give to you great people on YouTube. And I came across this article on insider.com, and it says, Lizzo says she's in a relationship that's not monogamous because traditional ones scare her. Now, where does this start from? It starts from her particular interview on The Breakfast Club. And as we know, she is currently dating a gentleman in the industry by the name of Myke Wright. Now, we've seen her out with this guy at certain, socialite, events and things like that, especially in like the Los Angeles area. But Lizzo says they're not really monogamous. They have some aspects of polyamory, but not really like polyamory. And the reason why, rules are still involved. She says this: monogamy, I think to me, is a little claustrophobic. I think because there are rules. Now, being in a traditional relationship for 10 years, it scared her, but the concept of loving someone for that long or forever felt better. She even says it like this: "They music, I can love somebody forever." So now, I think that there are 3 reasons that Lizzo does not want to be in a committed relationship with Myke Wright. The first is this kind of idea of females becoming more like men. Now, just hear me out. Pastor and Bishop T.D. Jakes said that in society today, women are becoming more ambitious like men, meaning that they are wanting to do the same things that men are doing. So somebody like Lizzo makes a lot of money, and if she's dealing with a guy, well, it is possible that most men are not going to make a lot of money. And we already know that Lizzo has tried to, maybe put herself out there with athletes. She's tried it with Carl Anthony Towns. And can I get a Dick Game Over sound effect, Nima? That didn't work. The Captain America guy. Game Over sound effect, Nima? That also didn't work. So these are guys I feel that Lizzo maybe could see herself with. Why? Because these are high value guys. But now when you're with a guy that's not as high value, you can kind of treat the guys like, I don't know, maybe Nick Cannon treats his baby mamas. Like, I love you and I like you, but I kind of just don't want to be with you. It's a very masculine kind of thing. It's like, I want to keep my options open, and you're really not good enough for me to keep my options open. That's the first reason. The second reason why I think she's doing this is because she's ashamed of the guy. Yeah, I mean, I think that's what you kind of see. A lot of times when you see successful women, especially in our community, they kind of don't want anybody to know that they're really serious about that guy, right? It's like, I'm kind of dealing with the guy for the time being. You might have heard the I'm talking to this guy. It's like, he's a nice guy. He kind of likes her, but he doesn't make enough money, or he doesn't have the career. He doesn't have the degree. He doesn't have the hype. He's a beta male. Okay. That could be the case. And that's probably what it really is. I mean, this guy, Myke Wright, is nowhere on the same level as her financially. And when you have friends like, let's say, Cardi B, and she's at least with Offset, there's Beyonce, she's at least with Jay-Z. Well, what does it say about you if you're dating a guy like Myke Wright? It's like, he's there, but I mean, what happens if we get married? If we get married, he can leave me, and then I become like Mary J. Blige with Kendu Isaacs, or I become like Wendy Williams and the husband. There's no way I'm going to make this a long term, because this dude is not going to get my money. And don't be surprised that a lot of ladies are going to be looking at it just like kind of like Oprah and Stedman were. A lot of ladies who make a lot of money, they're going to be thinking about it like this. Like, listen, I'm not going to let this dude come in, marry me, divorce me, so I end up paying alimony to this dude, and he goes and deals with some younger hot chick with my money. It's not going to happen. That's kind of a defense mechanism, right? That's the reality. The third reason why Lizzo might be saying this Is I don't think there's a real reason why she's saying it. I believe the first two reasons are valid because she's saying she's claustrophobic. She doesn't want there to be rules. She says, well, you know, that doesn't mean that she's seeing somebody or messing with somebody or he's seeing somebody. The reality is the guy doesn't have any options. That's the real thing. Okay. He's nobody to be faithful to. That's the reality of it. And it's her rules. She's the one with the money. She's the one with the connections. And he's pretty much like a husband's son. She don't need him. If anything, he needs her. Because at least if he's dealing with her, he's getting talked about because nobody's talking about him because of Myke Wright. Like, we wouldn't even really know who he is if it wasn't for her. Now, they said that he's done some things in the industry, some things on MTV, like Wonderland, but nobody really knows anything about this guy. All right. And the reality is he's nobody for her to really be dealing with like that. And that's what it is. She doesn't really get as much as respect. Now, I can guarantee you if he was worth like $500 million, she wouldn't be saying that. Okay. But she's saying that because the guy in her opinion, he's unsuccessful. He's somebody who could be easily moved away. I can always love him. He's nobody to be faithful to. He's nobody to be committed to. This is the same thing you see a lot of times in the baby mama section of Black America. I love the guy. I'll have a baby for him. I don't mind having sex with him. But as far as me committing to him, he's nobody to commit to. I can have his baby. I can be there for him. But be his wife? No. Who am I to be his wife? He's nobody to respect for me to be his wife. And this is not uncommon in the culture, guys. You know, like a lot of ladies who are doing very well, even though ladies are not doing very well, you're starting to see this more, you know, and a lot of that has to do with the inability to appeal to the guys that they would do it for, because there's somebody out there that Lizzo would do it for. It's just not Myke Wright. And a lot of us as guys, we've dated women like that. We've dated women who wouldn't do like nothing for us. I'm talking about if she's with you, it's a sexless relationship or it's a terrible relationship. But another guy, it's open door season. It's like that. Some dudes just don't have it. Some things for some men, you can only get a little bit of something from them, not all. Myke Wright will never have Lizzo as far as in a committed relationship. I don't know if he really wants that, but that's just the case. And if she could find somebody better than him, doing better than him, he's out of there. Those are my reasons, guys. What do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. Check out the first comment at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. I'm out.